Yeah, hi, good morning to all. And this is virtual session. Hope you know is from Canapro. We are helping you all for cracking your IELTS. Also, the new launch process of British Columbia piloting program, rather sponsorship program. Even one more option, the Poland opportunity I'm going to intro today. And hope you all knows this is from Canapro session. Myself, Pratibha Suresh. Hope you all good even in this pandemic. This is going to be help you on this virtual session to know more about even the language, which is more important to know this Canadian immigration, because only this IELTS is going to help you about this Canadian immigration process. Apart from this, many session maybe after IELTS information, I'm coming to join with you again, and hope all are watching this session, and whomever joiner for the session, I am very confident that you wanted to know about IELTS as well as the BC sponsorship, because it's very new for you all. Yes, I'm ready to guide you. We have a Q&A session also in between of the session. So any question regarding, do you wanted to understand more about it, or you have any parallel question knowing more in IELTS, also the very next product about British Columbia piloting as well as Poland, you can raise in the chat box. So we'll be helping you. And first, we are starting with IELTS training, maybe where you can understand how you can easily crack this IELTS, even individual module of listening, reading, writing, speaking. I have my trainer here, so he'll be helping you. The one who is Mr. Vinod, and he's holding a registered of British Council as well as IDP. So he's going to be help you about IELTS with easy cracking of your CLB 9 from CLB 7. Yes, because you know CLB 7 is very important. So from CLB 7, how you can easily move with CLB 9, and also to understand the session of IELTS. Then after, I'll be helping more the Q&A. You can also ask a question regarding to the trainer. So I'm just connecting you with this IELTS trainer of Mr. Vinod, who is registered for British Council and IDP, and handing over to Mr. Vinod to helping you all. Thank you for joining again. I'm just handing over again. I'm coming back to you to helping for the Q&A and also the British Columbia. Please be connected. Thank you so much.
Good morning. I'm Vinod. Thank you, Pradeepa, for introducing me. I'd like to speak to you all about how to crack the IELTS. Most people find it very difficult to score a good band, particularly for migration to Canada and Australia, stuff like that. Countries like that, sorry. So the first thing that I'd like you all to understand is the basic English is what is necessary. And from there you can pick on a little bit of training, a little bit of fine tuning, etc. is the only thing that is required. So let's start with the basics of IELTS. It's conducted in almost all countries, and even in the English-speaking countries, because for higher education, those who are not faring well in their undergraduation, they're required to do this. It's about 3.5 hour session. Starting with the thing is you register first. British Council and IDP Australia have given us the opportunity to book exams as well as do the training. Of course, there are other agencies as well, but we seem to be very well close knit with them. The tests is usually conducted. Previously, we used to have it only about 3 tests per month, but now we have almost about 4 to 5 tests by British Council and by IDP as well. In Coimbatore, we have almost around 8 to 9 tests per month. Because of the COVID, the test timings have been staggered. We have a morning session as well as an afternoon session to keep the social distancing, as well as to be able to keep the necessary norms for the COVID. I'll start with the listening test. It's about listening, reading, writing, and speaking. When you book for your exams, the main date is fixed. That's the listening, reading, and writing. It comes in that sequence. The speaking test is done on a separate day, not on the same day, usually about 3 to 4 or 5 days before or 1 or 2 days later. The listening test is about 28 to 30 minutes, and 10 minutes is given extra to transfer your answers from your question paper to your answer sheet. This 10 minutes is given because you would be writing all your answers in your question booklet itself as you listen. So as you listen, you need to respond to the questions that are there in the question booklet, And the 10 minutes is given to you to transfer your answers neatly into your answer sheet. Mind you, there's not in a second that will be given more because these times are pretty fixed. The listening test actually is divided into 4 parts: part 1, 2, 3, and 4. The first part, you'll hear a recording of 2 people, and second would be a recording of a person, one person. That is, the third section will be about 2, 3, or 4 people, and the fourth section, of course, will be one person. That is the most difficult part because it's going to be a long lecture. It's mainly for to test the English skills of students who go for higher studies. But then we have the test is actually conducted for general as well as academic. The only difference in the general and the academic is the reading and the writing. The listening and speaking is common for the general candidates and the academic candidates. The difference in the reading is the questions will be the same. It will be about 40 questions. I'll come to that a little later. Okay. And the writing will be the task one will be different for the general. They have to write a letter, whereas academic students will be writing a report on a particular illustration or a graph or something like that. Of course, the second part is an essay writing in the writing part. Let's get back to the listening again. You will be hearing a lot of accents. That is the 6 countries, that is America, Britain, Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, and Canada. These accents are something that you need to be familiar with. So the more you do listening, the more podcasts you listen to, the more you speak English to your colleagues, etc., would help you a lot in doing this listening. You need to listen for an answer. You are in the listening test, actually you're listening for something because the questions are there right in front of you and all you need to do is respond. I think the IELTS listening test is going to be one of the easiest tests that you'll come across in your life because the questions are there and they tell it to you. And generally, you don't have to write any other word other than what you're listening. The only thing is you need to be well connected. The more critically you listen to the speech, you'll be able to respond to that. So that is the listening test. It's 28 to 30 minutes. In the main exam, what they would be doing is, once you're seated, they would give you your answer sheets and ask you to fill it. And then the question booklet is given to you. They give you a trial run so you understand, tune your headphones accordingly, and then start responding. Now we'll shift to the reading. Reading is exactly about 60 minutes. And in the listening, you had 4 parts, but in the reading, you're going to have only 3 sections. There'll be 40 questions divided into 3 parts. The first section will be about 13 questions, second will be 14, and the third will be 13 again. It is generally suggested that you spend about 20 minutes on each section, but we would suggest that you spend around 13 to 14 minutes in the first section, in the second section about between 15 and 20 minutes, and the third section between 20 and 25 minutes. The reason being, the first section will always be much easier than the second and the third. The degree of difficulty keeps increasing. That's it. What is it that you're going to do in your reading? The reading is scored in different ways, in a different manner from academic to general. In fact, for general, if you get 30 out of 40, you get band 6. Whereas 30 out of 40 in academic, you get band 7. Because the degree of difficulty in the academic passages is going to be much more difficult. What are you looking for in the reading? There are certain strategies that you need to go through in the reading. 16 question types. Not all the question types are being tested every day for every test. Probably about 8 or 9 question types are tested. Of which a few question types have strategies. For instance, just like how you do in the listening your answers follow from 1 to 40. You will not get the answer for 4 after 5 or 6. But in the reading, only a few question types have this particular strategy. About 6 question types. They are usually the sentence completion question type, short answer question, sentence completion with a box, then true, false or not given, yes, no, not given, and multiple choice. These 6 question types, if you're familiar with that, if you know how to deal with those, you'd score pretty well in your reading. Most students have difficulty in the reading and the writing. Listening and speaking, they manage, and they're able to do it after a couple of days of training. Probably they're able to score 8.5, 9. I have got a couple of students who have scored 9. In the reading also, it is very easy, provided you practice. If you put in a little bit of effort, because initially you may find it a little difficult when you go try to apply these strategies. But once you start it, I think you're going to find it pretty easy and it's going to be your cup of tea. Okay, let's go to the writing. Whatever questions you have, please punch it. We'll be able to give you the answers at the end of the session. when I look through that. Yeah. So the writing for the first part is for 20 minutes is letter writing. We have three different kinds of letter writing: formal, semi-formal, and informal. Informal means personal letters. You have particular strategies for these. It's not strategies actually. It's a kind of a structure that you do through for the writing. Task one for general. You may be writing a letter of a complaint or asking for information or giving information or even writing personal letters to your family members, to friends, etc. So these are the things that you get. And I knew it's only 150 words that you need to write in 20 minutes. If you look at what the number of words that you write on a daily basis, if you're writing about yourself, probably you may write about 15 to 20 words. But here they require only to write about 12 to 15 words per minute. And within 20 minutes, you'll probably touch 250 words. That is not required. We suggest that you write, although the requirement is only 150 words. Mind you, you will be penalized if even one word is lesser than the required count, because we have a particular category there that says less words, you will be penalized. What are they looking at? They're looking at 4 criteria. That is, for task 1, it's task achievement, then coherence and cohesion, lexical resource, and grammar. What is coherence and cohesion? Coherence and cohesion is how you form sentences, simple, compound, and complex sentences, and how the words, every sentence of yours that follow has a reference to the previous sentence, so that it makes it easy for the person who is reading your letter to understand the flow of the language and the flow of information. Usually we write about 3 to 4 paragraphs in the task 1. That is an introductory paragraph, 2 body paragraphs, and a conclusion. The conclusion paragraph would generally be a summary of what you have written in the body paragraph, and you close it. You will start your letters, formal and semi-formal letters, with dear sir or dear madam. Or if you're writing to a person, in case the question asks you, write a letter to Mr. A, B, C. That is, A is the first name, B is the middle name, and C is the surname. You would start a letter with dear Mr. C. You would not write the entire name. So that comes under semi-formal. So formal and semi-formal letters, you can start with dear sir or dear madam. And particular letter to a particular person could be dear Mr. C. You can close them with thank you, yours faithfully or yours sincerely, or even best regards. Mind you, essay writing is given more importance. The weightage for that is much more, because here you need to use your brain power. What is brain power? Brain power is something that you come across or you may not have come across in your day-to-day life. For instance, a simple word called euthanasia. Not everybody in the world would know what this word is. So if you get a topic statement like euthanasia has been a big issue all over the world where governments do not accept this, if you have not read well, you may not probably be able to understand this. That is why you find in the exam hall, you might find half the students hands folded looking around seeing who started writing. So for essay writing, you need to read a lot, read as much as possible. Whenever you get an opportunity, we conduct classes every morning, reading the newspapers so that you get information on what is happening around. And the middle sheets where you have the editorials, etc., that's very, very important that you read them. Make it a habit of starting reading the newspapers from today onwards. English newspapers, that's what I mean. So that was for general. Now for academic, the part 1 will be writing a report on an illustration or a table or a pie chart or a line graph, things like that. The picture is there right in front of you. All you need to do is describe that. Mind you, in academic task 1, you will never give your opinion because your job is only to describe what is there, given there. For instance, if the chart shows a rainfall, these months were pretty high than this, you cannot say it was probably because the southeastern monsoon had not yet started. So you can't give your opinion. Your job is only to describe it. But essay writing, that is where you require to write about 250 words, that's very important that you use good vocabulary. I started with the TA, then is coherence and cohesion, then is lexical resource. Lexical resource is the good vocabulary that you use appropriately, whether it's in task 1 or task 2, the apt language that you use, and it should be crisp language. Mind you, that is what the examiners are looking at. We have something called a topic sentence supporting and developing sentence, which follows a particular pattern. That is the pattern that international level English requires you to apply. So that is something that you need to be able to follow nicely. Now that I've told you this one, when you're reading the newspapers or any text material, you will find that the first sentence of every paragraph starts with a topic sentence, followed by a supporting sentence. That is, the second sentence will have a reference to the first sentence, and the third sentence will be an additional information that has already been given. So if you understand that pattern, because this is a pattern that is followed all through, whether it's your listening, reading, writing, or speaking, this is what the examiners are looking at. Right. So that was task one and task two of academic and general.
Thank you, sir. Maybe people, you have understanding the techniques of IELTS and you have started with listening and writing. Thank you so much, sir. And again, you'll be starting the other 2 more module. Meanwhile, if you have any question, you can just ping in the chat so that we will be helping you to know more. I think I have a question, but if anything related to BC sponsorship, yes, I'm clearing you after the session. The joiners who's had many questions regarding the PC sponsorship, I'm ready to guide you. Thanks for joining. And let's start for 2 more module. If you have any further questions regarding IELTS, you wanted to understand the techniques of cracking IELTS for CLB 9 or CLB 7, you can start raising your question in chat box. We'll be helping you with the help of Mr. Vinod, and he'll be giving you the techniques also. And I have a question that how about the fee structure towards on this IELTS, and many I've seen regarding the mock test. Yes, I'll be preparing for that, and maybe very soon I'll be connecting you all for the mock test in the center. Let me arrange you and I'll guiding you the same with the link to you. Do you have an IELTS coaching, Mr. Saravanan Vijayan? Yeah, thank you, Mr. Saravanan. You will get an ideas for the IELTS coaching from our center. Please be connected. We'll be guiding you the same. Yeah, I can see the question. I do have a question regarding the IELTS. How to improve my reading skill, because I feel reading is very tough, I guess. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Edwin. The question I can understand. Yeah, I can help you with Mr. Vinod sir will be helping you the same. Yeah, Mr. Vinod sir, actually I have a question with the candidate. How to improve my reading skill, because I feel reading is very tough. Yeah.
So it's like this. Reading requires you to understand a lot of your grammar and understand the topic as such. So the gist, what we generally tell our students is, the more you read, the more information you get, and how to pinpoint certain words that lead you to the right answer. I was telling you a little before that there are certain question types that answers will come in that same sequence form. So for instance, I just give you an example. Say if there's a particular question type between 12 and 16, say 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. What we generally teach our students is, you need to see the answer for the 12th, 16th, and the 10th. The other answers will be in between them only. So you don't have to look for anything else. I suppose you understood that. Now regarding the IELTS exam fees, I could tell you right now, it is 14,000 rupees for one sitting. And the moment you book for your test, we have an option within a day or two or a week before the main test to select the time that you want to, select the day that you want to. The results are usually on the 13th day after the main exam. So suppose you have done your test on the 10th. On the 23rd, you will get it on mail, on your phone or by mail. And on the 15th day, the hard copy would reach you. Of late, most of the TRS, that's test report forms, are being sent by mail. You can take a printout, and if you need a hard copy, still you need to ask them for it.
Yes, sir. I have one more question. Yeah. What is the minimum qualification of IELTS band required to move Canada for work? Yeah, there is a possibility even from individual 5 onwards. I'll guide you more in personally. And the question is regarding the question which you had, I think the reading. It is clear from Mr. Vinod. Thank you, sir. Thank you for assisting for that. And please provide tips on MCQ, true or false, not given. Match the headings for reading modules. Mr. Sanju had this question.
Fine. Okay, I'll give you information on that one. So Sanju, you had breakfast. Is that a question? How would you answer? Would you answer true, false, or would you answer yes, no? So if you had answered yes, then that's wrong. When I say you had breakfast, that's a statement that is made and you need to say either true or false. But if I had asked you, did you have breakfast? Then you say yes or no. So that's the main difference. So for true, false, not given, if you find that the statements that are given, you may have about 5 or 6 questions on that, and those will be statements. If you feel that the statement looks like an opinion or looks like a view or a claim, then don't answer it, because that could be not given. I'm telling you, that could be not given, because it's a little difficult to identify the writer's views as whether it's a claim or a view or an opinion, or sometimes if it's a fact. So note it down. For true, false, not given, if you see that that statement looks like an opinion or a view, it could be not given. Try to identify a confirmed answer. Say, suppose the questions are between 6 and 10, and if you have arrived at a confirmed answer by number 8 or something like that, if that was in the second passage or third passage, the 9 and 10 answers will surely be after the 8. How much ever you search for the not given answer, it's not going to be there. You may search for it for years. But when you identify a particular area, then you don't have to search much. It's only going to be say, suppose I tell you, my bike was lost, it was found in Salem. But unless I tell you it was found in Salem in a particular area, you don't have to go searching all over Salem. It's the same thing like this also. You try to identify a factual statement, then identify the answers above that and below that. The same thing goes for yes, no, not given. In true, false, not given, you will not respond to writers' views or opinions. Whereas in yes, no, not given, you do not respond to writers' views or claims, etc. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, yes, sir. I think I was clear about it. And I do have many questions. Yeah, I can clear you. Yes, you can. Yeah, maybe for regarding the IELTS or regarding to crack about Canadian PR, how you wanted to improve your language, please be visitors. Maybe we are across India. I hope you all knows. Even we are sharing you the information. And I could see the one other question regarding how to achieve 8777 band IT. It is easier. Probably this question to most of the candidate, Mr. Vinod sir. Because the CLB 9 going to be help them in Canadian immigration in various way of express entry, the other pathways also. Rather, even if we have an option from CLB 6 or CLB 7 onward, still he'll be guiding you little more information to achieving this 8777 band. Yeah, Mr. Sharavanan and Vijay, your question going to be answered by Mr. Vinod. Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. See, every time you go to a doctor, actually, he needs to feel your pulse. He needs to test your sugar. Everything before he starts diagnosing or trying to prescribe a medicine. Just like that, we do have a mock test here at this Capital Center. So I'd like you to come and test your language skills, listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Once that is known, we would give you different strategies on how to overcome the problems that you have. See, we would understand whether you're weak in grammar, whether you're weak in your vocabulary, or sentence structures, things like that. See, it's not very easy. Although if you had gone through an English medium school and if you've still been using English, then I don't think it's going to be much difficult for you. But then if you had gone through a Tamil medium school or non-English medium schools, then you need to get a little push. You need to get away the shyness from yourself to be able to score. There are many students who still feel that, no, at this age, how do I learn English? We have had many students who in their initial stages, in their mock test, they scored pretty low. But as days went on, because that's like an adventure. You're going into the forest, you do not know which way to go. But if you had gone in once there, then probably you know the routes there. So that's the same way we do it here. The moment we know what your level is in this listening, reading, writing, and speaking, then we start giving you inputs on how to better yourself. Is that sufficient? Okay.
Yes, sir. I think he's fine with that. And Vinod sir has to start from the speaking, maybe more or waiting to understand about the speaking also. So just have a speaking session. Yeah, I could see many questions regarding, please let me know chances of getting jobs with the work experience and many branches across in India. You can visit anywhere nearby your location. And also that after completing the IELTS session, I'll be connecting for British Columbia PNP program and also the Poland sponsorship program. So those who have any question, you can keep chat here. I can clarity on the questions apart from this IELTS. So let us finish this IELTS after completing the speaking session also. So I'll be joining again. Thank you for the participant, and please be raise your question regarding the BC piloting and the Poland as well as. So let us come to the speaking now with Mr. Vinod sir. Thank you, Channing.
So I guess a little before I told you about the shyness in speaking, there are some students who have come through English medium schools also, but do not want to express themselves in English. And when they come and do the mock tests, etc., they feel extremely shy, probably thinking that this person who's sitting down across me is going to really look at me in a manner that I do not know English. Your job is to be able to speak. The speaking test is mainly done to see how well you'll be able to survive in an English-speaking country and to understand what are the different ways that different situations that you will come across. It's not going to be rocket science that you're going to get there in the speaking test. Speaking test is usually conducted 1:1. You may have an examiner usually above 45 to 65. They would have scored band 9 in their speaking test. That is why they become examiners. What are they looking at? They're looking at how well you are able to express yourself, your language skills, your fluency, the way that you could understand a question and then respond. Simple. If I ask you what's your name and you said Ramasamy, you'll surely get band 5 because you can understand the question in English. But if you need to get band 6, you'd say, yes, I am Ramasamy. I come from a remote village from Salem and I live with my family of 5 members. Surely you'll get about 6 band. If you need 7 and above, again, you explain. So the more you speak, the better for you, because if you speak less, you're going to get a less score. The examiner is able to identify every nook and corner of your language skills. So the more you speak, the more fluent you are and how quickly you respond. You don't have to speak fast just like the examiner. The examiner would usually be either a Malayali or a Tamilian or a Telugu or a Kannadiga. Sometimes you have examiners from Punjab. You'll never get a foreign examiner who speaks only English and you may not be able to understand. So all your job is to respond. It's in 3 parts. Part 1 generally asks factual questions, checking your tenses like the past, present, and future. It would usually be about 2 subjects. In the part 2, they give you a cue card on which you're given a minute to prepare, and then you need to speak on it on your own for about 2 minutes. The job is to make it like a story, like the questions will be general. Like, for instance, speak about a friend of yours, then you'll have bullet points as where did you meet, how long have you been in a friendship with him or her, then what would you do if this friendship broke, and what does friendship mean to you? You'll have bullet points. All you need to do is within a minute, write down some notes and then start speaking. You can't refer your notes, the cue card will be with you. The only thing is you need to look at the examiner, eye contact, because that is very, very important in communication. And then in the part 3, you will have some abstract questions on the topic that was given to you, like friendship. So there you'd have about 4 or 5 questions, which you need to respond at least a minute for every question. The reason that we tell you to speak more, because this part 3 of the speaking test is just like the essay writing and writing test. They would give you a statement, then and ask you, well, how do you feel about it? Or what's your opinion about it? On which you need to elaborate your answers. Always, please remember, be loud and clear, because only the speaking test is recorded. It is audio recorded. It's not recorded for somebody else to listen and give you the score. It's recorded for somebody else to listen and see whether the examiner has given you the correct score. That is the intention. So yes, that would be the listening test. And this test usually be located in the same hotel that you're done the main exam, or it could be some other hotel. Usually it is about 20 minutes. Say, for instance, if it starts at 8 o'clock, 8 to 8:20 would be one student, 8:20 to 8:40 would be another, 8:40 to 9 would be another. An examiner does about 16 tests per day. Please, when you go for your speaking test, be pleasant, be smiling. Don't be like staring at the examiner in such a manner that they feel a little absurd. The reason is probably they've been listening to a lot of garbage during the entire day, and another person comes and does not have a pleasant face or put a smile, that would not make them give you a good score. So be humorous, but you can't crack a joke. So the way to impress the examiner would be to be as pleasant and as interactive as possible. So that's it. The listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Mind you, this is an examination. This is a test actually. And this test, the moment you crack it, the world is yours. That is why Canada, Australia, etc. don't open it like the UAE, like everybody will flood in there. So have a nice time, enjoy yourself, prepare yourself, and whatever you require, ask us. Now let me look at the questions that are coming.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the information. Hope the ILTS session almost done by Mr. Vinod regarding your speaking and all other modules. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for, and I would like to thank Mr. Vinod on behalf of all the audience for connecting with us to understand more about this ILTS. And now we are coming about the many questions I could see in the chat boxes regarding the BC piloting program and the BNP sponsorship program, even Poland. Yeah, I'm starting with that. Yeah, basically I'll start with the BC sponsorship program. So we do have an option of British Columbia Provincial Nomination Program based on the sponsorship. So under the sponsorship, we can connect with Express Entry, and other than the Express Entry, people who are not in the Express Entry, yes, even you are also having an option from the skilled immigration, considering your occupation coming under the NOC level of skill types. And rather than, we have one more option, hope you all aware about this, there is a tech piloting program. So all these three options we can apply under this British Columbia PNP sponsorship, where this is completely a sponsorship program. And I'm going to tell you about the advantages, because why you wanted this British Columbia, since people are struggling for the CLB 7 to CLB 9 jumping out of this, and understanding about the recent cutoff, and you can even move about the sponsorship program, choosing the sponsorship. So where you have an advantages many in this BC, knowing that ILTS actually it is not mandatory, but still from ILTS of CLB 5, yes, we have an option for you under this British Columbia. And also I can tell you there is no need of labor market impact assessment. Hope you all aware this LMIA. So when under this BC piloting program, there is not mandatory of LMIA. So LMIA is going to be the really risky paper where we can arrange it, and it is going to be quite long time also. So without this LMIA, we can able to success with this PNP sponsorship program. Being that we are, I'm just reminding you all again, we are actually a direct license of this ICCRC. To reminding why this session, because considering this ICCRC, we having the sponsorship program in direct with the Canadian employers. So you can also utilize this program, though who is really worrying about this ILTS and was unable to do the language, so that you can utilize. And I could see many chat boxes. Yeah, say something. Yes, can you raise your question, Mr. Ashay, so that I can help you? Yes, I could say many questions regarding the same. 1 minute. I'm interested on BC piloting and Poland sponsorship. Yeah, can you please mail me? Of course, you can also visit us. Virtually, we are connecting. Even we are giving us safe counseling if you are able to visit any of our location. Rather than you can connect by individual with any of virtual session, we can connect you on the same. Also, I can share you the detailed email regarding the piloting program and the Poland sponsorship. And piloting program is include of this BC. I told you about other two session also, express entry and skilled immigration. So based on all these three session, you'll be arranging your occupation related employer, connecting with an interviews, and done with this, you'll be sponsored by the British Columbia employer. And very then after, we will be filing the nomination from British Columbia. Towards on the same, we will be connected for the permanent visa. So this is regarding the BC pilot and BC other sponsorship program. And Poland, I do have an option. I've seen one more question, the one who is unable to clear the ILTS. Yes, the ILTS will not be necessary for this Poland. So where we have many occupation, even I can help you a few more questions regarding the answers, so you can also understand. Other than that, if any question, please chat. We have another 15 minutes of this session to end, so that I can give you more clarity on that. Yeah, actually, for the healthcare professional, they're asking the license in the PNP before enter into Canada, how possible to get the requirement. Yeah, Mr. Dr. Sudarshan, I guess. Yeah, I can understand your question. So, but still, you aware about the latest update from Newfoundland, even without you clearing this healthcare professional license, we have an option from Newfoundland. Rather than the many status there, but still we have an option during the supporting visa. You can go and completing this licensing program so that you can finish this immigration under this healthcare opportunity. Yeah, and many contacts say something. Yeah, one more question, Mr. Govind Raj. Yes, sir. Is there a chance that everyone applying under BC program will get a PR? Of course, this is the British Columbia sponsorship program. So you will be sponsored by the British Columbia sponsor as an employer. Once completing that, you will be nominated under the British Columbia as a PNP program. And then afterwards, you will be invited by the selection. And again, the same procedure as it is, the ICCRC, the PR filing, IRCC filing, everything will be the remains the same, but there you will be getting a loophole of a sponsor from the British Columbia. But need a job offer. Obviously, the job offer is necessary because other than Express Entry PNP program, many is there. Hope you all knows. But BC always need a job offer. Only with the job offer we can suppose to guide you. In job offer, as I told you, the 3 options always is available. Who is not into Express Entry also, we can able to capable on this. And I have a question, Mr. Dinesh. How to proceed with BC sponsorship? Is it we can do from our side? Please let me know. Yeah, for this what I'm guiding you, I would like to understand your occupation and other experience of your entire years. Accordingly, I can guide you because as I told you, there is 3 options available in this BC. Based on this 3 option, we can connect you which is suits your profile. Accordingly, we can file it. This is going to be the sponsorship immigration. So it is completely involving the permanent resident visa. But one major thing you have to understand, this is going to be the sponsorship with an employer. Only with this, we can get a sponsor from British Columbia. Yeah, I have an answer from Mr. Dinesh. Yeah, Mr. Dinesh, hope you're hearing me. I'm a senior business analyst, 2171, 10 years of experience. Yeah, that's good, sir. Yeah, whether have you are into the Express Entry pool? If yes, I do have an option from Express Entry British Columbia. And also the 2171 10 years experience. Yeah, being this occupation code, yes, we do have much demanding profile of this specific occupation code. Based on arranging the sponsorship, you will be also qualified for this. Yeah, and any more question I can, is there a chance that everyone applying under? Yeah, I've answered for that. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the joiners. You have any question regarding the British Columbia so that I can move with Poland? I think many wanted to understand regarding Poland and BC as well as should have a job offer from Canada. How can Approve help me? Yes, that is what we're gonna help you regarding the sponsorship program. During we have an employer with a direct also, so you'll be connected by them. We'll be arranging an interview session regarding the same. Once you're clearing out of this, you'll be sponsored by them. This is what we were gonna deal for your profile. Yeah, I have one more question. Yeah, Mr. Dakshinamurthy. I'm 8 years of experience in IT and 30 years old, but I have not attempted IELTS. I would like to know what option I do have. Yeah, Mr. Dakshinamurthy, even I can guide you the basic eligibility of your profile to understand Canadian immigration. For your profile, we have many options. Even the current session of BC piloting, rather Poland, if you're not interested for Canada, still we have an option for Poland. Other than direct Canadian immigration become, because your age and experience was really good to hear. So which is, will be very suitable position to apply. Obviously, you can approach for the same. Even I can guide you individually. I'm connecting with you the proper counseling also, Mr. Dakshinamurthy. Thank you for joining. Yeah, Mr. Dinesh, thank you so much. And I'm ready to help you in more way. Even in an individual consulting, we can have an in individual with an office or maybe a virtual. So please be connected. We'll be helping you for that. And Abhilash had a question. Above 45 years, is there is a possibility in BC? 20 years of experience is executive assistant. Yeah, Mr. Abhilash, please be understand for British Columbia piloting program or the Express Entry or any kind of sponsorship program, there is no age limit on this. There is no specification about the age. Other the criteria, we can look about your occupation, whether the occupation to be the highly demanded one, even without IELTS or with minimum or maximum, however your language skill with you, based on that we can go further. IELTS required for Poland immigration. Yeah, Mr. Edwin, there is no need of IELTS according to the Poland. Poland is completely about the sponsor program. There is no need of your language at all. Shall I go for to work after succeeding? Of course, this is a sponsorship program. So when you under this program, once you've been sponsored by the employer, obviously this is connected with an employer. So you can even have an option to get the temporary working option letter from the employer. With that, you can suppose to travel after your nomination, and then we'll be converting as it is the IRCC filing for the PR nomination and the stamping, medical, everything to be the same as the procedure of Canada. Can you share the mail ID? Yes, I can help you. Thank you, Jennifer. I'm 25 years with 3 years of experience in IT, and I have an IELTS score of CLB 6. Which PNP program would suit me? Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Lakshana Rajendran, whether already are you in the pool or not, accordingly I can guide you as understanding your profile. Still, I have an option from Newfoundland and Saskatchewan also will be avail your profile. So we can have a look about your individual profile to know more understanding, because whether you have any supporting other score, or even I'll guide you what else that you can suppose to guide you on your profile. Yeah, Poland, I can tell you very basic. I can give you. I can understand there is people are waiting for understanding the Poland. See, Poland usually I do have an option for all the occupation who are in the skilled or non-skilled who was unable to clear your IELTS, and this is going to be the very minimum of +2 qualification is more enough for this. There is no need of IELTS. Again, I'm telling you. So IELTS is not required. Age limit also up to 45. I can suppose to guide you for the Poland, no doubt on that. And time frame for this Poland program, max to max, you can fix it. As if now the VFS was little delay only. This is the reason. So you can fix for up to 5 to 6 months to completing the Poland sponsorship. And this visa going to be available for 3 years inside of the country. You can renew, and 12 months of contract you will be getting from the employer. And this Poland is completely about only 3 stages. Once you completing the process, after the visa approval, clearing your embassy interview, you'll be flying hours. Maximax, you can fix it for 6 months. And there is no need of IELTS at all. And when you've been sponsored by the employer for Poland, you will be invited by the employer and you'll be connected by them. Even the sponsor will be sharing you the medical benefit or other benefit will be discussing by the employer connectivity. Even in the BC it is there. So connecting with an employer, you will also understand. Yeah, an age limit, hope Poland and even BC, there is no age limit. You can fix it up to 45. Even more than that, we can have it. What sort of occupation that can be arranged? Mr. Raj, this is regarding Poland. If yes, I have many hotel industry. Rather the skilled occupation, I have few. Which is understanding for the occupation of database and system analyst, hotel industry, F&B, chef, cook, and even the back end of operations. And who doesn't have a qualification? I've seen one of chat question who don't know about the language even. So though who was ready for this Poland program, you have an packaging jobs also available. Minimum criteria will be only 12th standard, no need of your language at all. So you have able to arranging minimum cracking IELTS could be fine even for the BC program, British Columbia. So both is available, Mr. Raj. Yeah, working policy, it's different from Poland. The similar, we can see about 12 months, you will be inside the country, 3 years you can renew. So you can say about 3 to 4 years of visa validity for Poland. Expenditures, we will be sharing you. Please be connected by individual counselors will calling you and giving you more clarity about understanding about it. Yeah, I have question, Imad. We are already in the pool already. Why are not guys helping? We are for 464 CRS score. We are waiting unless the CRS score. Yeah, Mr. Imad, you understand the CRS score. The recent cutoff is 461 for the Canadian experience class. And also would be in the normal entry, it is 468. And rather we have a PNP. We can able to succeed on the profile with a PNP. Almost all PNP have been applied. I just wanted to understand how long you have been waiting for this school. So accordingly, I can personally guide your question, sure. And you would like to understand about the BC sponsorship. Yeah, I'm supposed to guiding you. I'll take your entire profile and I'll be connecting you to more sharing the knowledge of this BC, I'm sure. I'll be connecting with Mr. Imad. Poland IELTS is not mandatory, Chitra. Almost 1 year. Yeah, I can understand, Imad. I'm just connecting you. I wanted to understand the occupation and filed about the PNP. So I'll be guiding you well. Work permit for the Poland. Yeah, exactly, Chitra. This is Poland. So the charges and based on your profile, maybe do you have a dependent with you or you want to go single? Accordingly, I'm going to do this. The session going to be end within 1 or 2 minutes, I guess. So I'm helping you each and individual contacts. Hope all your contacts with us with your email ID will be connecting with detailed counseling for individual profile. Very short time we had this 1 hour session. Very soon I'm connecting with more session. Age limit, there is nothing for Poland and British Columbia also. For I have a question. Wages in British Columbia for mid-level employees. Yeah, Ms. Chitra, in British Columbia, when you're talking about British Columbia, obviously that is only about skilled immigration. So when it is for the minimum and maximum, obviously you can earn it the better wages apart from the traders. You are not coming under the trader. When talking about the Poland, we have a two option, either to be a traders, the white collar or the wages also. When it is British Columbia, it is purely about the skilled immigration. So your skill is suits and your skill is capable. Accordingly, you'll be fixed for that. We'll be connecting with an employer also. You will be arranging an interview once you be committed for this British Columbia program. So you can clear your session. And I would like to understand your occupation also. Maybe come for the individual session. I'll be connecting in favor. Yeah, I'm connecting to you all. Very thank you for joining today. There will be a survey a link to you all. Please be share your review for that. It will be helping us. And also we are open in across India. Any branches you are supposed to visit, please be connect. We are conducting the direct counseling with the free. And also the safety is really important. Obviously, we were managing the safety. So when you are visiting here, you'll be getting all the safety norms also. Accordingly, you'll be arranging an counselors. And rather any question, please be raised. Even the connection will be ending up soon. We will be interacting with the direct. Please connect the customer service team for more information. Yeah, please be connected with us. I'm going to arrange individual counselor, the one who are all joining today. Thank you so much for the joiners and understanding your more British Columbia, Poland, even IELTS cracking. Very soon, very next, I'm going to conducting the other things. And across India, in Tamil Nadu especially, I wanted to tell you, we are open in Coimbatore, Chennai and Trichy. So near anywhere, please visit us. We are supposed to guide you individual session by knowledge of your British Columbia, Poland, all this. Experts will be connecting you. Rather, they will be connecting with me also. And documentation part, all this, the existing candidate who have joined it, thank you for joining. Even your special concern, I can understand. I can help you on your question, like how we can get the PNP nomination. The new launching PNP is also available as a Newfoundland and many more. We'll be connecting with us very soon. Thank you so much for the joiners. Any question also, you can come with the personal counseling or with the virtual. We can also connect individual session. Thank you so much, and please be stay with us. Any question, please be connect. Please be visit any of the branches which is very near to us. And if you are unable to visit us, please be connect with a phone call or WhatsApp, how you are convenient the current situation. And live updates, all this to be done from CanApprove in all the medias. If you are following from YouTube or Insta, tweet, even in Facebook or anywhere, you can come across with our followers. So you'll get all the updates regarding the same. Thank you for joining us.